School will sponsor the largest independent polling project in state history to study voter attitudes during the 2012 election season. So joining us this morning to talk more about this is Charles Franklin, a professor. You'll be teaching at Marquette Law School next year. Good morning to you.
Good to be here. Thanks.
This is so interesting because my first question when you came in was election season, and that kind of goes year-round now.
We've had a nonstop season this year, but next year will be even more. There's going to be the gubernatorial recall effort, which may or may not succeed, but if it does, we'll have that election going through the spring. Then in the U.S. Senate, we have a multi-candidate race for the Republican nomination for the Senate. And then in the fall, that Senate seat may determine party control of the U.S. Senate and, of course, the presidential race, just if we didn't have enough, where winning Wisconsin would be vital for a Republican to take the presidency back. Holding on to it will be vital for President Obama to keep it.
And it's such a historic time in our state, so it's interesting what you're doing because you're going to the voters themselves. Talk a little bit about what you're looking to learn.
Politicians and interest groups and campaigns have all kinds of access to polling and what voters are thinking. But it leaves the public sometimes a little out of that. We want to be able to focus on what the public thinks about public policy changes. Governor Walker instituted a set of changes that have shaken the state with Republicans strongly favoring what he's doing, Democrats strongly opposed. We want to be able to dip a bit deeper into how do you think the state should be moving? What's helping, what's hurting, where are we headed as a state, and how does that structure the vote for individuals and for groups? Yeah,
and because you'll be doing this throughout the year, you were saying you kind of have a chance to hear from them at different times.
One of the great things about this project is we'll do roughly monthly polls throughout the year, and that means we'll be able to watch how voters change their mind, how they shift, how the coalitions form and break up, and what happens when a new event comes out, something comes up in a debate or a new issue comes out. We'll be able to talk about that over the long haul as well.
Interesting. And of course, this is nothing new. Marquette University using public policy initiative, really, this is a small part of a bigger thing.
That's right. People sometimes wonder why the Marquette Law School would be doing this, but the law school has developed a public policy initiative that brings political and policy leaders to the campus from both the left and the right, Democrat and Republican, and tries to get into a way that we can talk about these things in a civilized way and really try and inform people. The polling is an outgrowth of that. How do we know what the public is thinking as well? And that's our goal.
Very interesting. Certainly a lot of topic for conversation here in Wisconsin. Professor Charles Franklin, thanks for being here this morning.
Thank you.
All right, Sean, over to you.
All right, thanks, Nicole. It's for both the kids and the kid at heart.